Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new week. It's Monday and we get straight to Hollywood Bets Gravel. The weekend was a fairly good one, we thought, because we were happy to see Team Gold win, and of course we were happy to see Emerald Princess win. The team went for that as the player of the day on both of those occasions, the Saturday and Sunday respectively. On social media, we've got an @WaiterToWin handle, so please keep joining and engaging. We, of course, look forward to that. Naturally, we've also got the YouTube channel going as well. The WhatsApp number's on the screen. You can just make a note of that and join us too, in terms of sending your name and email address and being part of the group, so we can get that information to you as soon as possible. And of course, we're on fullracing.tv as well. Let's get straight into the action. Darren Burrows on the line, the first race. Trust you had a good weekend, Darren. And I want to know about this odds-on favourite from the Gavin van Zyl stable. I see they were very unlucky on the weekend with that coup they nearly pulled off. For that horse, they backed it from 14-1 to 7-2. But the Mark de Kock horse beat it a short head. They were stiff. 8-10 Venerable, yeah, you like it?
Yes, I do like it, Clyde. This horse doesn't stay. Last time out, we dropped to 1,400 meters, went to the head of affairs and got outrun the final 200 meters by a horse called Money Heist, who I believe is above average. So the drop back to 1,200 on the poly, I think everything in his favor to run a big race. And then the dangers would come from horses like American Dream having his peak run, and a horse like Let Me Go, the best of the rest.
Okay, it's a bipod start opener. Daryl Marie's with me now. Let's talk about it. Banker?
Banker and worth a bet. He was 13-10, Clyde. I see the money's come for him.
Oh, so they're back.
No surprises.
All right.
I'll tell you why, Clyde. Venerable last time out, he was beaten by well above average sort. Now, in that race, he beat a horse called Johnny's Hope by half a length.
Yeah.
Now, go to American Dream, who I believe is his only danger.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny's Hope beat American Dream by 3 lengths.
Wow.
So on a line through Johnny's Hope, he's got the beating of American Dream by 3.5 lengths. Last time out, he was very unlucky in running. He was caught three wide throughout. He's a son by Silvano. I think he appreciated the time off the track and he's now strengthening and improving with racing. So I make him very, very hard to beat. I'm not keen on the Paquet Mali form line whatsoever. So 6 from 2, but very, very bullish with regards to the 6.
And doesn't mind the poly, does it, this horse?
Run second on the poly before,
so
yes.
Should all be in order. All right, well, let's get to our bet race 1. This is the plan. We're going to do the following. Take our bipods as follows. Banker number 6, and this is yours, Darryl's. And I see you quite confident just about through the first half, eh?
Yes, I really like the first 4 races, Clyde. I'm personally getting involved. Banker 6, by Banker 4, by Banker 5, by Banker 4. And then we've got 3 horses by 5 horses. It's a 15 Rand per.
You're back with us now. Let's get on to the second race out at Hollywood Bets Gravel. Race 2, start of the place accumulator, an Ethiopian Queen, a winner of her last start. Does look like the right one in the race. They're priced up currently 22-10. And number 2, Agahit, is 7-2 is the second favourite. Then you've got 9-2 about the rest of them in the race, because after Ethiopian Queen, I guess, Darren, it can be quite tough.
Well, I thought one of the better bets on the card, this horse Ethiopian Queen. They tried her over 1,200 meters for quite some time. And then last time out, they dropped her back to the minimum trip. And she won a very good race. She ran a horse like Magically Done and went on by the final 100. I thought an impressive win. She is 2 from 2 over course and distance. So take note of that. And from a decent enough draw, I think she'll go back to back. When you look at the second favorite horse like Agahit, recent maiden winner, rested. I don't think that form is strong enough to match a horse like Ethiopian Queen.
Even though Divine Dynasty come from Agahit to win, Darren, you're not worried?
No, not at all.
Okay, not good enough, I guess. Daryl, your side, what's your assessment?
Banking all bets and worth a bet.
Worth a bet, huh?
2 from 2 over the course and distance. 1 from 1 with a tongue tie, Clyde. Okay. I thought last time she did extremely well to overall the leader in Magically. Turning for home, she had cover. She was stuck behind a horse on the fence. And eventually, when that gap opened for her, she went and ran that leader down. Very impressive, because that Magically over the course and distance is very hard to peg back. She just keeps rolling. I think with the £3 penalty, she's still going to be ahead of the handicapper. So
is there value here? Well, this morning we're doing the show 22-10 at the moment. Is there?
Well,
are you going to shorten?
I don't know if she'll shorten. It's a fillies and mares handicap, but she's worth a bet at the current price.
Okay, let's get the place accumulator up. We know that Daryl's bipot has a few bankers first leg, and similarly with the place accumulator, the boys are all on the same page where they're bankering Ethiopian Queen, and the next leg we're bankering Wiley Riley, then we're bankering the 4 later on, even tighter, then 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 8, then 1, 2, 3, 8, and then 1, 3, 5, 8. That's the place accumulator. It's 288 Rand twice, or 144 Rand. You can take that once for the perm, or otherwise, if you want to spend 10%, spend around 15 Rand. That you can do with pleasure. Right, let's get involved now in the third race. Time now to have a look at this. It's pick 6 time. It's a maiden class field. It's over 1,400 meters. Let me have a look at the market for you and see what the boys are doing with regards to betting. Wiley Riley's top of the boards at 2-1. Number 7, Fleet Commander, second choice at 28-10. And number 1 on the card all around the world is at 5s, together with the 2 Sirens of Silence at 5-1. And then it's 7-1 and better about the others. But Wiley Riley, we've known from those that have been watching perhaps earlier as part of our banker play in terms of bipots and PAs. Pick 6s, Darren, good enough to win?
I believe he's good enough to win in this company. Last time out, I thought the mile just out of his reach. Penultimate start, go back to that run, over 1,400 meters at Scottsville. Ran second to Firelord. And there's been 4 direct winners from that race. So that's good enough to win a maiden on the poly today. So I really believe Wiley Riley, the horse to beat. And then Fleet Commander for second.
Fleet Commander not out of it from your side. Pick 6s, are we going to take our chances here?
We are, Clyde. He disappointed in his later start, but he's clearly better than that effort, because if you go on a line through Weedski, I mean, in his penultimate start, he beat Weedski by 4.5 lengths. Right. Last time out, Weedski beat him by 5 odd lengths. So how could there be a 10-length turnaround in form?
Doesn't make
sense.
I
thought he ran below par. What's key over here is coming back in trip. The blinkers are being fitted on, and Darren touched on that form line. I mean, Firelord won again. Weedski won from there. Wave Warrior, Money Heist. So very, very strong. He just has to reproduce his penultimate efforts. He'll take some beating over here. He has run on the poly track before, but he had excuses on that occasion. He was interfered with. I'm not too keen on Fleet Commander. I thought the danger could be all around the world. Excuse me, Clyde. The blinkers are back on from a 1 draw. He's got pace, so he could run a more improved race. But I don't think his form is as strong as what the Firelord form represents. So far from 1 for me.
All right, good enough. We're going with this horse then. Let's go with it and take our chances. Wiley Riley. Here's a look at the boys' pick 6, and it goes like this. Banker Wiley Riley, both agree. Currently at 2-1 for the Gavin van Zyl Senior Stable, of course. Robert Carty's riding that. 4 and 5 in the second leg, 4, 5, 6 in the third leg. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, then field and field. And what are we spending? 2,001?
Yeah, if you want to cut that perm down, Clyde, you don't have to include the scratchings in the last race. I think 3 horses have come out. So if you want to reduce that perm, just remove the scratchings.
Yeah, 2, 4, and 7 are scratched in the last leg of the pick 6 if you want to take them out. But perhaps the tote favourite wins and you may treble up. We'll leave that to you. Well, we go on to handicap now. It's a novice handicap. This is over 1,800 metres, and I'll have a look at the market. Darren, let's talk about the race. I'll start with you. Aventador favourite, joints 5-2, with High Moon joints 5-2, and then 9-2 about Iron Will, 5-1 about that horse Weedski, and 6-1 about Tababua, then 12-1 and better the other. So, market-wise, have they got it right? Firstly, I mean, is it those 2?
It does look those 2, but I'm leaning towards High Moon. Now, I actually made this horse my best bet on the card. He's overdue his second victory. I mean, he's only had the one win. And I know in Cape Town, when he was with the Bass Robinson stable, they did rate him quite highly. He was a bit disappointing on a few occasions. He's done nothing wrong since joining the Binder stable. He's been thereabouts. But I think in this kind of field, he could just get his head in front. So I'm going to tip High Moon ahead of Aventador.
Okay. Ahead of Aventador. Let's talk to Daryl Marie about the race. High Moon, Darren's side. What are you doing?
Burrows versus Marie over here, Clyde. Okay, I'm leaning towards the Aventador. I was very impressed with his latest start. I went and watched that replay. He was just dropped in from a wide draw. He got going very, very late. He's going to strip much fitter, and more importantly, he's going to appreciate the step up in trip. The reason why I'm leaning towards him over High Moon is Harmoon's having his 4th run within a month. So I think maybe...
4th run within a month?
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe tired legs will favour Aventador's chances. Let's see how he goes. In saying that, he's fit and well, he's in great form, and he's off a competitive mark. So
And Keegan now got the ride, I see.
yeah, so they team up well, that combination. Clyde, if you want to play trifectas and quartets, add the 1 in Tom's Act back on the poly track, his penultimate starts. There have been 3 winners from there. I think Double Martini won again, Pewter Sky won again, won, and Forest Jump. Have a look at his rating. He's down from a 72 to a 66. Muzieni in the irons from a 1 draw. Nice value with regards to his chances. And you know that stable had 2 winners on Friday night. So they're possibly coming into form. So 4, 5, and 1, or 4, 1, and 5 for me.
Okay. Aventador from Daryl Marie's side, High Moon from Darren Burrows' side. And if you're looking for the outsider, well, the outsider in the race is called Tom's Act. Might be worth putting in exactas. Here's our play. This is what we're going to do in terms of our jackpots. We're going 4 and 5. The both guys have to obviously put their first fancies in. By 4, 5, and 6. By 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9. And field at the back, 240 Rand. Remember, take your phone, use the camera, hold it up to that code. It'll take you straight to the bet, and all you've got to do is press enter. On to race number 5 now. This is over the mile, and this is how they're betting. They were betting 7-2 about Secret Giver, but they've backed that into 33-10. Not a big deal, but I would imagine some amount of money to shorten. So Secret Giver shortening in the betting this morning anyway. Rodriguez, the second choice, has drifted to 7-2. Number 3, Double Martini, is at 4-1, also drifting, as is number 4, Imposing, on the drift to 4-1. And just about everything else is on the drift. So right now, Darren, there's money for one horse called Secret Giver. You like it?
I give it a big chance, dropping in Chip. The last time Secret Giver went the mile Chip, he got up late to win. And then he's been campaigning over 1,800, 1,700. I think he's a massive runner. I've got respect for Rodriguez. His last win, he won very well. I was impressed. I was in a stronger race than he takes on today. And he only got a 2-point penalty for that win. So I think he'll go close. And then Imposing, highly regarded in the stable. I mean, if you go 3 runs back, he ran 4 lengths back in the gold medallion. He finally broke his maiden at the 4th time of asking very comfortably. And the 4 kilos off his back is going to help.
Just a note on Secret Giver, I see High Moon was in there, so we'll obviously get a better idea because that ran behind Secret Giver. And Techman came out and won. What's your take on Secret Giver here?
Teichmann.
Yeah,
he won on Friday night, Clyde. That form has been franked. Darren touched on the key aspects of it. He's dropping back to a mile. You can't fault his honesty and consistency. So certainly a leading light over here, Clyde. Love the way Rodriguez turned it on in his later start. £2 penalty, you could go back to back. And then the recently turned 3-year-old. I see the top 3 exactly in Darren's order. Imposing, highly regarded. He was, as a maiden, he was put into the gold medallion, then the golden horseshoe. So will he see this, the extra? His half-brother won over 1,800, but he was by dynasty. But if he gets it easy up front with that 4 kg off his back, he could prove hard to peg back. 5, 6, and 4 in that order. Snap. Echo boys.
The Echo boys. Okay, 5, 6, 4. Let's get that bet up then, guys. You know what we want to do in this particular event then. Whilst we're taking jackpots, we're going the following: 4, 5, and 6. Imposing, Secret Giver, and Rodriguez, all going in by 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. By field, by 1, 3, 5, and 8. That's a 480 Rand pot. Second time round. Moving on now to our next event on the card. Let's take a look at the market early this morning. We did this at about 10 o'clock, and so Miss Lila is the favourite at 7-2. Boogie Shoes, number 8 on the card, joints at 7-2. 9 Royal Kitty is 9-2. 8-1 number 1 Top Honours, and 8-1 number 4 Flower Season. 10s and better the others. It does tend to be open. Darren, give us some sort of ideas what you like us to do. I see the Puller Yard had a fairly good couple of weeks, and they're in good form. You give that a chance?
Yes, I give it a big chance, Miss Lila. Last time out, second over course and distance. The 4 kilos off her back, only 50 kilos to shoulder. Good draw, should be right there. Boogie Shoes won a really good race last time out. That was on the turf. back on the poly. She has won on the poly before. I think she'll be right there. And then Royal Kitty on her recent form should be right there too.
Okay, so there are a few, I guess, that have got chances. Daryl,
Who's the favourite, Jack Claude?
favourite here is
What price is Boogie Shoes? Sorry.
Boogie Shoes 7-2 joints.
And number one, Top Honours.
Top Honours 8-1.
Well, that's the value in the race then, because go back to, the 20th of June, beyond RC Night, Claude. Shorthead separated herself and Boogie Shoes, and she's now 5.5 kilograms bit off with Boogie Shoes. Surely she has to be a player.
Yeah, at that
run.
price. At that price, there's nothing
The
separate.
favourite,
It was a short head, eh?
two. Yes.
Boogie Shoes Top Honours, I see. That's on the RC Night run.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I'll give her a chance.
And the
Then
form
number
not
two,
too bad from there. Green Dream and Fearless Kitty. Well, it was a while ago, but they've all won.
And Garth Puller's filly. Now, last time she had to work extremely hard to overcome that draw. Things really didn't go well for her in the early stages, and she still managed to stay on. Got beat a short head. From a 2 draw, she really should get the run of the race. So she is the filly or the mare to beat. Puff of Smoke, will she see out the trip? I see they've taken the blinkers off. That combination's on fire. Respect
Very much
everything
so.
that they saddle up, Clyde. So 217.
Yep. Cabela rode a winner on, Archie of the Cox on Sunday?
Aravadisho.
Arabadicio. Denied Quandary, Shaman. Big money for Quandary, I saw.
Big money for Condry.
Yeah, that was unlucky. All right, well, that's the story. What will it be? Will it be Cabela Matsanyani at any price or what the boys fancy here? Let's put up our bets. We're going to do the following. Taking trifectas, we're boxing 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Boxing that 60 Rand a time or 120 Rand twice. It's up to you as to how much you want to spend. Just remember the minimum wager on the tote in most cases is 6 Rand. Clean slate, they're backing this morning from the Puller Yard, 18-10 into 16-10. That was the latest. I'm not sure if that's an adjustment. Do you think that's an adjustment because of Track Commander?
Yes.
Or what? Do you think so?
Yes.
Okay, then why aren't they adjusting everything else? Because everything else is drifting.
I don't work there, Clyde. Sorry.
Okay, well, number 3, Gentleman's has gone 4-1. The 5, Green Dream, is 4-1. Number 8, Cupid Songs, 4-1, also drifting. And then the 4, Sark's Hot Fix is trailing 8-1. So that's pretty much the story. 16-10 about clean slate. Let me bring Darren Burrows in. Like this horse, Darren? Favourite?
Clyde, tell me, what price is Path to Fortune?
Path to Fortune is 25-1.
Okay, well, I give him a massive shout in this lineup. He's dropped from a 77 to a 62. He gets a 1 draw, handy galloping weight, blinkers on. I think he's going to run a big race. I know he's a stable companion to your favorite Clean Slate, who has to be considered. His last 2 seconds close up should be right there. And then others to consider, Cupid Song and Green Dream. It is an open race, but we could get a result.
Okay, 25-1. The other Puller horse. That's interesting because Darren can find them at that price. I'm not sure if it's going to last too long. 25-1, to be honest. Have you got a shooty like that, or do you like?
He's actually my third pick, Clyde. I tipped him 2-3-1. Darren touched on the positives with regards to his chances. I just hope he breaks well and he's not restless and he gets into this race early because of his current mark. He will be competitive. The obvious ones are Clean Slates and Gentleman's Way. I mean, they're both in good order. Clean Slate has gone up £2 for his 2 places, but it's hard to rule him out because of that. He's going to run another forward race. And then Gentleman's Way, he is a kilogram better off for half a length beating. That will bring them much closer together on paper, that is. But a little bit of luck in running, I wouldn't be able to separate them, Clyde. 2-3-1. That's the way I read it.
Okay, we're still waiting. Well, we'll see. How did High Moon do? Because it comes from Pedro. We'll see. That'll give you a better idea as well with regards to this race. Okay, let's have a look at the selections for the race now and see what the story is. We're taking exactas and we're boxing 1, 2, 3, and 8. And that does, of course, include the 25-1 shot here, Path to Fortune. Okay, we're on the last race now. This is a handicap at the 65 level. It's over 1,400 metres. Note that numbers 2, 4 and 7 are all out at the time of scratching anyway, so leaves you with just the 6 runners. And Iron Chef has been in very good form. It's been a winner of 2 of the last 3 starts anyway. With regards to the market, I'll give you an idea as to what happened this morning. Well, 2-1 about Birdwatcher and Iron Chef. They're joint favourites, the two of them, 1 and 5. Then you got 7-2 about 3 Roy's Rocker, and 6-1 about number 8 Global Secret. 8-1 number 9 on the card, Kingsmead Crystal, and then 14-1 because only one other runner to quote, and that's number 6 on the card. Darren, I'll start with you. The Prinsloo, this horse Iron Chef, been in very, very good form.
Very good form, but she does take a drop in trip. She won over 1,900 meters last time out, and today she races over 1,400 meters. She has won over a mile, 3 runs back, so the trip shouldn't be on the it may be just on the sharp side, but she will be effective over this sort of trip. I'm leaning towards Birdwatcher. I was very impressed with her penultimate start when running second to Green Dream, beaten narrowly half a length. Last time out, they stepped her up to a mile from a deep draw. I think you can put a line through that effort. Back over 1,400 meters, Samanga Kamala in the saddle. I'm leaning towards Birdwatcher over Iron Chef and Roy's Rocker.
Okay, I'll bring Daryl in now. Let's talk about the race. Your fancy, your first choice?
Yes, Claude, I've really liked Iron Chef in her latest 2 starts. Very unlucky in her penultimate, and she got the job done last time out.
Yep.
Go back to the 11th of June. Now, she beat Roy's Rocker by a length. Roy's Rocker's 3 kilograms bet off. We've touched on their combination. They're on fire.
Yeah.
Last time out, Roy's Rocker managed to get a little bit handier, and she won. So she could go in once again. But I think Iron Chef in a very small field with the blinkers on, she won't be far turning for home. So I'll make her very competitive once again. Birdwatcher, Darren's touched on her chances. And then the wizard from KZN, Clyde, has tipped me a horse called Global Secret. He says if she gets to the front, she'll take a power beating. But I think
Who's riding that now?
Who?
Global Secret?
Why is there a jockey change?
No, I'm just checking. I haven't got
your mate, Donald.
Who?
Your mate.
Yeah,
Donald.
Good, nice boy. Very nice boy. Okay, well, that's good to know. Oh, so Global Secret, they're tipping you from Durban.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
No, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. I don't think he's Laf back because I know Laf's been on holiday.
Laf's stable's ticking over. Don't worry about Laf.
So you don't need Laf in the yard.
Eh?
All right, well,
Who says that?
Well, I'm just saying, maybe it's not a bad result. Well done, Laf. All right, I think this is about tactics, to be honest. Keegan DeMello, Samanga Kamala, Kabela Matsanyani, and Donald Geertsen. If he goes to the front, maybe they can't catch Global Secret. I think it's going to end up tactics. Last race, bets. This is what we're doing. And the plan is Darren Burrows is going straight up Birdwatcher. Very confident about Birdwatcher in the last. So hopefully it's been a pleasant card for you out at Hollywood Bets Greyville. That cares for our meeting today. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. Again, we'll be back for the Tuesday preview where racing goes back to the Vaal. The boys tell me it looks like quite a healthy card, so we look forward to joining you and taking you through that as well. Social media, we're at Weighted to Win in terms of our Twitter account. There's the WhatsApp number. Please send your name and email address to the admin department so they can add you. It really just fast tracks the process of getting the information to you as soon as possible as well. And often we try and help where questions are asked on that platform too. YouTube is up and running. Just search Weighted to Win on YouTube, and normally about an hour before the first race it's up there. Otherwise, of course, we're on our own online platform in terms of 4racing.tv. Thanks, everybody. Stay well.